Okay, so today we're gonna build that recipe up from the beginning. But before getting started, I just wanted to look at your the latest version, latest solution, how um, how it looks like. And if you have questions, if you can fix, we can work on that, and then we will start with this recipe app. Anyone wants to share? Zamira, are you done with this project?
I am, but I found one mistake I did, so I can share and you can look at it too.
Yep. Let's have a look.
It's not really a mistake, but I was like, I didn't look
Okay.
nice version. Ugh. So I already submitted, but come on, open up. Doesn't like it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's not going to do this. Okay, so this actually it looks like that. So the CSS it's not as good and it's not as responsive as I want it to be. But when I submit, this image should disappear. It looks like it should be a different component, which I didn't know. So, and this goes down here. Does that make sense? In actual app, yeah, it disappears. That's an actual app. So do you see it? This is the only one I saw, and when I just got the image here, and I'm like, oh, I forgot it. So here, and
is this actual or this is yours?
Oh, this is mine. This is mine. My bad.
Okay.
So it's here, down here. And when I do this, do you see it's not as responsive? And right here.
Oh, it's not going down, right? There is no.
Yes, it's not going down, and also right here, I don't like the way it looks like. It should like be it has to be in space. So it's like fetching the whole array. I believe. Yeah.
So that's an array, and then you just put inside the paragraph, or are you trying to map it, or?
Let me see what I was doing. I forgot. So this is we did together, I believe. Here. So I do have the label. I got the image, and I'm having this recipe. Oh no, never mind. It's from here goes to the details. Oh God, my bad. No, it is a span, and it's a paragraph. You're right. So it the ingredients. It itself has so many. Let me show you. So console. So when you click it, I'm getting the actual nutrients. Oh no, not the nutrients. Ingredients line. So it has 1, 0, 1, 2, right? So it's giving me like all together, smushed together. I need like space. So I wasn't sure how to do it.
Yeah, that's actually really simple. If you can show me just your code.
Okay, so it's right here.
Is that details array? Ingredients?
It is array.
You have to map, and then inside the map, you're gonna put a paragraph, and then inside the paragraph you will put the contents.
Do I need to map it inside of details, like inside of here?
Yeah, it's just because you say that. Scroll down.
That's it.
Yeah, you say that ingredient lines is an array, right? Right.
Yes.
If that's an array, okay, let's do that one. If you click the enter after line 45, click enter, press enter after 45. Okay, just start mapping. Open the curly braces.
And I'm mapping
And then
on,
yeah,
right?
props dot details dot ingredients lead lines dot map.
Okay.
And then dot map, and inside the map put some parameter like I, item, and an arrow function, and then open the paragraph, create paragraph. No need for the curly braces, just paragraph P.
Let's do this.
Put space and then no, you don't need to go down, just on the
Okay.
same line. Yeah, still same line. Yeah, just create paragraph P.
Yep.
Yep.
And then it's item dot. Oh, where's my here?
Yeah, and then that item, that's it. You don't need to put any item dot, right? Because item is already the text. Why
Oh,
item? The item is already text, three text. There are three texts.
got it. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Okay, this
Makes
is what
sense?
I was. Yeah. So whenever I
Yeah.
have an
Otherwise,
error, I have to map it all the time.
of course.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you squeeze everything and then put all the array values. I mean, array entities, array elements inside single paragraph, which is not actually the way it's supposed to work.
Okay. So this is it. And then for about, I have this. And as you can see, it's not as responsive as well. The
Yeah,
only,
there is looks like CSS.
yeah, the
As long as
CSS.
CSS is not a big issue, but if there is something related with React and logic, let's fix it.
Yeah, login
Okay.
works too. When you do it, goes to the homepage. And then GitHub, did you see it has like, it's give me like 1 or 2 seconds. Yeah. Of like delay. It's not immediately goes to it. So it's just, you see it?
Yeah,
So,
maybe because of your GitHub account to be loaded. Maybe
okay, maybe, but I don't
because
have,
but it is just send routing to the directly to GitHub, right? Without any fetching, without any async function, right?
oops, my bad.
Can you
For,
just show me
for
how you
GitHub,
are?
it's a use effect.
You're fetching, and then what you are doing?
I found it
Window.
online. So I just did it from online. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
way
I
they
actually can directly put like a simple like anchor tag, and then it will directly redirects you to that page.
it didn't work, by the way. I had an anchor tag, it didn't work.
You could
I
have
had
come up with maybe two, and then equal to that link. It didn't work still.
so maybe
Um,
gonna try as a way.
yeah,
But
because of that use effect, it's maybe adding little bit more time. Otherwise, your own account, which is a GitHub, should be as fast as if like router is routing different page.
yeah.
But anyway, you found the solution using some more different approach. That's still okay.
And also
But what?
in actual projects they're using the SVG, and I honestly I don't know how to use the SVG, how to get it into the page, so I had to find my own images instead. So that would be great to see, because I haven't cloned the project, so I started like from scratch.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's still okay. Like the SVG or say that then PNG are still like something that can be easily solved. Okay, not something related with the React concept.
Yep.
That's why it's not that challenging. Okay.
Yep.
And okay, cool. Perfect. And Jacob, how about you? You wanna share your code and just walk around? Jacob.
I don't have the project complete, so.
Okay, but How about the routers? Did you like? Could you manage to build the routers?
No, like I don't have
Challenging.
like much of the project done at all.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we will show today and build it together. Okay. And John, how about you? And John. Can you hear me?
So I have part of it completed, but I was still figuring out how to do the routes. So right now I'm in the process of changing them to routes.
I see. Okay. Okay. Yep. And Emirhan, what about yours?
I think last time I did the routers and like some components, but it's not finished yet. I'm still working.
Okay, I see. Okay, Emirhan, are you driving or you're at home?
Yes, I'm driving right now.
Okay, I see. Yeah, then you won't be able to share your code, right?
You're right.
Okay, I see. Okay, so let's then build everything from scratch. Yeah, the design may be a little bit different. Like I'll try to focus on most of the time with its functionality, with its approach, with its logic. Okay, so let me pull up the UI how it's supposed to look like, and then based on the UI, we will design everything from the beginning. So that's recipe app. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, this is how it's supposed to work when we have about page, and we have for the GitHub page, it should redirect to GitHub account, and then for the search, you should be able to search. Okay. Let's see, this is login. Okay, on the page. First, it's gonna launch starting from login page looks like. Zamira, can you still log in if you type something different credentials?
Oh, I didn't do that too yet. I only have the one when you enter nothing in search, it's not going to give you the alert, so it's empty, but not the login.
Okay.
I
And then
forgot
you are
about
not
it. Actually.
you are not storing your login credentials anywhere else, right?
No, Barry, I think Barry said not to worry about it yet. Just do login to link to the home page. So that's it.
Okay. Okay.
It would be
As long
really
as
nice to know how to do it. Yeah.
as long as you have some information on the input text and you click the login, it is redirecting you to the home page, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, looks like what we need is we need one navigation bar where we have about GitHub and then logout. Okay, so navigation bar, and then we have main page where we will have drop down search button and then input, and based on the search, it pulls out all the different contents. Okay, I can leave this one and start a very brand new project, right? So let's go ahead and start this one. So should I go with this? No, I think Actually, we can still go, but it would be better if I create one new, say, recipe app. So, in your point of view, what was the most difficult part in this project, Emirhan?
I think routers, like that's the difficult one. I mean, it's a new thing for me, so that's why it was hard.
Linking the page, the routing, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. John, how about you? Same, routers?
Yeah, this is the part that I need to pay attention on.
Okay. Right. So, Jacob, were you able to fetch the data? Jacob?
I think I understand that part, but just overall, just the routers and putting it all together. I think I just need to keep.
I see.
This will
Okay.
probably help a lot today.
Yeah, we will design everything from scratch, the architecture design, and then we will wrap with the routers. So, let me put here npx create React app. We can say here just the recipe. Right, yep. So let me check the API, how it looks like. Assets, where's the API? Oh, all right. Okay, here, right? Developer, com, docs. I think if you can share your API, Zamira, can you put on the chat so I don't need to create account and then get a key for this one.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yep. Just a second.
Yep. And this one is already random image generator, right? So it just generates every time when you hit this API. Okay, just have to remove this one and then it's gonna generate something different. It looks like access denied. Why? We'll put again. Yeah. So next, let's see if it's done. Oh, still installing. So at least what are the components we need? Let's try to design first. There's gonna be the navbar. Okay, we can benefit from Material UI or Bootstrap or React Strap, and where we will have 3 navigation menus, right? About, and then GitHub, and then either login or log out, right? So of course, initially we won't see anything regarding this navigation. We will only see the login page, but when we jump into homepage, we're gonna see here log out. Okay, and then only thing is that would be visible to the users is our search bar, and then here submit button for searching this text, and here drop down for selecting the categories. Okay, so there are different categories. We will be selecting based on that. Okay, so Mira send us the ID, API ID, and then API key. So we earlier worked with material UI, right? The time material UI, navbar. Let's see. But material UI sometimes may be offering like too much complicated blueprint for this, for example, component. Look at this. You see? Well, actually, this one works. But how about for this type? Yeah, it has a bunch of. I would prefer a little simpler solution with the React strap. That's also another responsive library for React. Let's try to choose one of the navbars over here. Navigation and I want navbar. Yeah, this one either can work. Show code. It's much more simpler. Just this one would be enough. Okay. Right now, let's see if our React app is done. Still almost final steps. Okay, let's see now. See the recipe, and we are um, inside our main folder. Okay, so src. Gonna check its source, make it a little bigger, and npm start. Cool. App.js, I'll just go ahead and then remove. For example, we don't want this one, and then we don't want this one also. We will see with this CSS later. Okay. And what else we don't need, for instance? I wouldn't need this one also. Okay, let's leave anyway. Index.js. Can remove this strict mode and then leave only app. Can remove this. It is just to reduce the complexity. Okay, and what else? Index CSS. We don't also need this one save. And let me put here only hello save. You see if it's open. Yep, it's open and hello is here. Okay, cool. And we need some multiple dependencies. Okay, what kind of dependencies? Of course, first of them is the React router, right? Import, not import, sorry, npm install React router DOM. Okay, and the next one is, of course, we will be also installing the React strap, but let's first finish this one. Here. React router. Okay, just let's install the React strap. Okay, installation is simply this one: npm install React strap, React, and React DOM. Okay, and here. So I just have to make sure which version of the React router is installed. Where's our router? Package JSON. React DOM, React scripts. Name is something, npm install. Where is our router? router. Did it go? React router DOM. Yep. npm install. Okay, let me provide the version then. The version number 6. Why we don't see? React router. Where am I actually now? That's recipe app. Oh, okay. We were left outside of the recipe. Okay, this is in node modules and package JSON is somehow wrong installed wrong. So we just have to jump in first recipe and then run again that 2 codes, router DOM and then the React strap. Yep. This is extra. This is not used actually. You can remove it. It should be inside this recipe. So when you open the new terminal, so that happens, it may go to the parent directory. Okay, so we just have to double check it. Now we have the React router. See, number 6, I mean version 6. And the next one is React strap, React DOM. And also Bootstrap should also be installed. Okay. So React strap and then Bootstrap also. We'll just install this one. And finally, to be able to run this React strap, we just have to put this one inside index.js. Okay. Where is our index.js? Is over here. I'll put down below line number 4. Perfect. Save. And then let's see now how many dependencies we have installed. Bootstrap, and then React router DOM, and then React strap. Okay, so router, React strap, and then Bootstrap. These 3 main dependencies. What else we need? We don't need anymore, right? Our application just requires some different a UI. Based on this UI, we're gonna build. Okay, so this is a circle CSS, a login page. Actually, I'm not really interested at the moment regarding the login. Let's start with the main page, okay, and then we will create later on login page. So it redirects us to the main page, okay. So here, I don't want this one anymore. Don't want this one anymore. And this is where our main app wrapper will be. So for this one to become a real React component, we just have to import the necessary libraries like useState. Okay. Maybe we may not be using useState. We will remove it later. And also, what was that? Router, right? So this is our app, main parent app, which will wrap all the components. What kind of components? The navigation, and then the main page. Okay, and also, of course, it should. If you pay attention here, look at this. When we click one of them, it is. If it's clicked, look at this. Yeah, it is redirecting to another URL, right? So we need maybe details page as well. So it's like minimum 3 components, okay, or 4 components, okay, login and details and navigation, and then main page or home page. That would be enough, okay. So here, what we're gonna do is browser router as a router, and then we need a route, right? And was that routes, of course, and then route. Okay, so route is for switch, for if else statement. Okay, to find the best matching URL, and then router is the parent wrapper, which will all the time, redirect us to the routes component. So here we have to build some extra directories, right? So let's put here. First one is components. Components. Okay. Inside components, I would go here. Let's say nav or navigation bar.js. Okay. What else we need inside here? Yeah, we can limit the navigation, and then we can create another saying here maybe page. Inside we may have what? Inside this page we may have the home page. Okay, and then what else? Login page, login.js. Okay, and then what else? Finally, details page, right? Details .js. Okay, so inside the components navigation bar, what we're gonna do is we will create our about, GitHub, and then um, logout menus, right? So here, let's go and then bring our React Strap component. So we can go with either this one, or let's try to select one of them from here. So this one, that's actually, we don't want that one later on. No navs. Can still stick to this, the simplest one, or let's select this. So we will just remove this drop down and then a link. Okay, we can leave this link, another link, and then disable link. Okay, I'll just go and then bring everything here. Let's copy and then put here const. What was that? Navigation functional component, and put inside return what? Return this one. Everything inside here. Let's check. Of course, there's going to be a bunch of errors because these nav items, none of them is imported yet. So what I would like to remove is this one first, nav link, okay, which is the first navigation menu. We don't want actually that one. Okay, let's remove this. Yeah, this one, and then drop down. We also don't want. Okay, all the way up to drop down, and we can leave this link, but instead of this link, we will put here about, and then second one is our what? GitHub. Okay, and then third one is logout. Okay, logout. Save. That's it. Regarding our navigation, what we have to do is just exporting this one would be enough. Not enough, of course. One step. Last one step before exporting this one. Export default and navigation bar. Okay. Now we have to import them from where? From React Strap. Okay, import. So whatever we see here with the component name, you see component names are all the time with uppercase, right? So nav over here, and then nav item put inside here, and then what else? Nav link. Actually, we don't need this nav link, but we can still them on leave. Nav item, nav link. Okay, and from React Strap. From React Strap. That's it. Is there still something missing? No. Now, look at this. The React Strap has offered us navigation link, and we just need to export it. Okay, it's exported, and let's import it from our app.js. Okay, so I'll put over here import. Oops, not nav link. Navigation bar, right? From components and then navigation bar. Yeah, we just have to jump into components, and then from components we will pull out this navigation bar. So now, since this is a separate component, right? Um, so do we need the router for this one? Let me check the UI, the requirements, how the navigation should look like. No, I think looks like we don't need a router, right? That's the header. That's all the time at the top. Okay, we don't need any navigation for this one. And I'll go ahead and put here our first router. Okay, so router, and then it's gonna wrap his navigation bar. Okay, we don't need this one, just the self-closing. And then the switch statement, okay, like if else. So we will go with the routes, and it's gonna wrap every single route component. So here route, how many routes we have? We may have like home, right? So since it's also self-closing, so we will provide him an element, right? If you remember, element, and then there's gonna be our home, for example. Okay, but the home is not yet ready. And of course, it should be it's with some attribute too, and we will also provide it, but not ready. Let's save it. Look at this navigation bar is at the top, and then routes. So when we have such link, it redirects to home. Let's say when we have details link, okay, it redirects to details page. And then when we have what else? Login, right? It redirects us to login page. Is there anything I'm missing? That makes sense?
GitHub.
For GitHub, actually, we don't even need to create a router. So the
Okay.
moment we click, let's say GitHub, we can just put here our, let's say, HTTPS. Let me check the GitHub. Okay, you can directly put this link. Save. And now navigation is important. Let's see how our UI looks like now. Okay, home details login is not defined. That's pretty much correct. So let me remove this one and then see now. Okay, what is still missing? Export default and navigation bar. Okay, constant. This is arrow function. Navigation bar is exported, right? And it's imported over here. And we just put navigation bar, router, routes. It looks like since we don't have any component, it may be failing to show, but should be showing at least. Okay, let me refresh. Yeah. Yep. Now, if you click GitHub, it's gonna redirect you anyway. You don't need to use any, user fag or window locator. But it's good. It's I'm like impressed that you made the research and find out with the different solution. Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
So, but yeah, for the GitHub, you see, it's not even attaching in a different URL when you click GitHub. It completely targeting the different page. So we can go and put here, if we can target, what was that? Blank. You see, it's gonna open completely new page with new tab. Sorry, not new page, new tab. And you see, new tab. That's it. That's what we want. Okay. Cool. Let's make it a little smaller, like so they are actually, yeah, it should be at the top. Okay, we don't need any bootstrap to adjust them inside containers. Looks like we don't need them. Okay, we will work when it comes to show these individuals. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be homepage, and all right. So our logout about GitHub. Cool. Now what we want to do is let's remove this deactivated link that is from here disabled. We want it not to be disabled. And target href about and see, yep, everything out. Oh, I clicked the GitHub. Okay, I clicked the GitHub. Cool. Navbar is ready, and this is the way how we wrap with router. Okay. Then next, let's quickly create a home page where it will have what input, and then drop down plus the submit buttons, right? So of course the other components will also fall down later on under homepage, like the found items. Okay, after searching, but initially let's focus on the homepage as if there is no the search items. Okay, searched items. So const home, and then a function. So return. Okay, return what? Return. Of course, since we have some input and then button components, let's benefit from React strap. So we want the input, right? Input group. Okay, instead of this one, I'll just pick the first and then remove this special symbol. Okay, and the code for that one is only input group, input text, and this one would be enough. Okay, the rest is for the second input group, and then the third input group, and the fourth input group. So the first one is enough. Let's get this one and then put here, save. Since we don't have this input group, input text are imported, so let's import it, import, and input group. So whatever you see with the capital letter, you see, they all should be imported. But anything that's not capital or as a text content, they are not required. They're just customizable contents. So input text, and for this one we don't even need input text. We need only input. Okay, and from where React strap. Cool. Now let's export this one. Export default home. That's it. Save. All right, so we have input and then placeholder. We can put not username, but here search. Okay, so we can just put here search, and then see the home is not imported, of course, yet. Okay, if we import it in our app.js, it's gonna be visible from now on. Import home from pages and then home, and let's open this one. Okay, Control Z, and I'll go and leave this home. Okay, save. That's it. The home is now visible if you refresh it. Not yet. Okay, to home. What is it? Is it home? It is. Export default home, input group React strap. Okay, and there should be input text. Okay, home page, and then route to element, and then this is my component that I would like to run. Why it's not visible? Okay, let me kill the terminal and run again. PM start and remove this one. It is loading. Okay, looks like we did maybe typo somewhere else. This is not two, right? This is path, of course. Path. See now. Okay, that should be path, of course. Okay, now we have perfect. Yeah, not two. Sorry, this is the path attribute. Okay, so path. Where would you like to go when let's say this just like to go home? So if there is something else different than slash, so let's say ASD, we don't have such page, it won't render. But when we have only one single slash or without, it's going to render the home page. Okay, and this is our search. Right, so now what we can do is we can wrap this search with a little bit smaller width. Okay, so not to stretch all the way through our home page. So we can put here quick style. Okay, and then equal to. Actually, we can also provide here the constant style. Okay, and then we can call this variable over here. Okay, so let's go with this way also, constant style, and it's gonna be object. Okay, style, and we just have to put here like style again. Okay, so here we can go with the width, and it's gonna be, let's say, like 30% of the entire screen. Okay, only 30%. And then since it's an object, we can go with what? We can go with, so we will also put here, guys. Sorry, this is not okay. This is not homepage. This is navigation, right? We don't need here. We want here. Okay. Now let's remove this one. Yep, we don't need this one. We don't need this one. Save it. We want for the home page. Okay. So div here, and then let me put here style is gonna be equal to style that is coming here. So I want that div is occupied only 30%. And of course, I want to also put next to input our what search button right here. The moment we search something and then click enter or submit, that's also a button. Let's bring it from here. I think this one is enough. Okay, let's see. Is it the search button? So let's bring this. That's very simple. And just one simple button component name. We can put here. And it's gonna be search. Okay, search. So we just have to import this as well right here after input. Okay, save. And we need one more, right? Which is drop down. If you remember, and drop down also is required. Right, button drop down. Where is that? Can be this one, but how about drop down itself? Not button drop down, but something like this we want. Okay. So yeah, let's try to get this. Maybe this one also works. Okay. So let's try this one. Toggle function no ref check. How about this one? Drop down toggle. Okay. Let's get this. And you can put after button. Okay. It should also be imported. Drop down toggle and then drop down. Okay. And then menu. Let's see now. Should be okay. So still one error. Okay, drop down item is not imported. Okay. Drop down item. That's it. So in our homepage, we have what? The search component and the button and then drop down component. Okay. So for the style, okay, I want it to be occupied only on it's 30% of the entire. So they're kinda on top of each other. So we can make here display our well-known CSS property display flex. Okay. Of course, this needs to be like an object value, not CSS, but object. Perfect. Now we have search, we have drop down, and next, is there anything else we can do? Yeah, that's it. So we just have to put this in the middle. How we can do is by applying here quick margin, right? Margin auto save. They are in the middle. Okay. So let's give margin from top also to push from our this navigation. So it's gonna be let's say 20 pixels. Okay. So top button 20 pixels and then right left auto. Perfect. As for this one, if we can magnify this navigation, so where is our navigation? Is over here. Can we magnify actually? Yeah, we can customize by some padding. What kind of padding I can apply here for this is nav link. Okay, so let's try to put here padding with class name equal to p, let's say 4. Okay, and then it just applies for all, and then for this separate menus also I can apply padding inside nav item class name p3. Okay, p3 for him and p3 for the rest of the nav items as well. So here and then finally here save. Okay, and we're going to increase the size of the text inside our nav link somewhere here. Okay, inside nav link, we can give another class name. It's gonna be say that h3. Let's see. Oops, h3. Let's say h3 about, and for the rest also one by one. I can put over here and finally this one. Oh, we shouldn't have two class name, right? Okay, here I put save. Yep, all of them are in H3 and GitHub about. Can we move them to the right? Can we move them to the right? Well, let's see. Yeah, it can be, but we can customize later. But this one looks pretty okay at the moment. Okay, so yep. Yeah, more or less the structure is done, right? Any questions so far? We haven't done too much like algorithms or React logic up until now. We just followed the responsive components structure and then utilize in our in this project. All right. So next, let's start working on on fetching. Okay, so say that when we type something, and then the moment we click, we should be able to fetch something, right? Let's do that one.
Let's do that one after break.
Okay. Oh, you want us to take a break? Okay, yeah, let's have a break. I thought like since I was a little bit late, so okay, yeah, let's have a break. 15 minutes or 10 minutes, Mr. Barry.
It's up to them.
Okay, how many minutes, guys?
I
You
really
want
don't care because
10?
I'm hiding from my kids, so I cannot get out anyway.
Oh,
Let's just do a 10-minute break so we can fit as much as we can today.
Yep.
Since the project itself is due Saturday, so maybe do
Oh.
as fast as we can, just 10 minutes.
okay, yeah, let's do it in 10 minutes and then we'll meet again. Okay. All right, let's continue. So this is what we have so far, and according to the design, let's quickly have a look. So after logging in, okay, with some navigation, different background, right, and then the content, and we have a logo, kind of logo. Okay, so let's put here one logo, maybe somewhere else at the end of the page. So here I can go with nav item, and okay, nav item, and we can just like reserve, but regarding the design we will deal with later. Nav item, and it goes, let's say logo goes here. Okay, and yeah, just let's reserve the place. Okay, logo. And for the background of these navs, I can go and then put here style, and the background is something, I think something like greenish light green. Do we have light green? Let me go with teal, and then color for the text, I'll go with white. Okay, color white. Get this one and put here, and put here, and finally here as well. Save. Yep, GitHub logout logo goes here. That's it. But this one looks like it doesn't work. So let's check that one. Home page. No ref check. What this could be? I make it just true. I think this one works. True. Interesting. Okay, we'll deal with it. Looks like this one is not working at the moment. But based on the search, we can do is we can fetch something. So home, and from home, where is our home? Is here. Okay, so this is our home, and yeah, let's create another page for items. That is what being filtered out after searching. So I'll go ahead and then let's say put here what kind of component name you prefer. For the, it's gonna display the cards, okay, one by one. So it can be, let's say, filtered items. Okay, JS. Filtered items JS will be somewhere below here. Okay, after this drop down menu. In separate view, of course. So filtered items is a place where we will be showing. Okay. So before that filtered items, we should be able to see what kind of data we are actually fetching. Okay. So let's install import here our React use state, user fetch to be able to fetch the data from API. So use state, user fetch, of course, we will need, and then use state as well. Okay. Use state, we actually don't have any data. Here const, I can put data set data, and then it's gonna be use state. Just nothing. That would be updated after I fetch something, right? So higher order function is gonna be only once every time when the page is rendered. And I can go ahead and write my function for fetching, or we can just write here using the fetch or Axios. Let's put our URL over here. Const URL is gonna be equal to the one that Zamir sent earlier. So that is inside chat. I can put here. Save. Let me first see how it looks like. So it requires API ID, okay, and then search text. Oh, okay. The search text should be something dynamic, right? Correct?
Yeah.
What about this drop down? What is that drop down? Oh, drop down is okay. That's
So
also
it's for
another.
the new type.
That's also dynamic, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's also something that's coming from here, right? Okay. So looks like we also be mapping this one based on the categories. Look at this. Say that we have only one drop down menu, but we may have like 10, 20, 50 different categories, right? So in this case, we will also be mapping this part based on this unique drop downs. Or are they fixed? The names? How many different drop downs we have?
I think it's 5. It should be like breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea time, I believe. In snack.
Okay. So, okay, we will also work with that one. I think looks like this is gonna be our kind of string template link. And this search text, okay, we need something from then search text. Okay, search and then set search. So the state would affect over here, right? Our search text. And then API ID is all the time fixed, right? So we can put here API ID. Why it looks weird. Go. API ID goes here, and then API key is also fixed. Save. Okay. Cool. Now API ID, API key is fixed, and then drop down would also be defined based on the menu or based on the option we choose. So here, drop down, and then set drop down. So of course it is a string, it should be, and then it's gonna be also a string. So how we can call this user fetch again? So do you think this one all the time works? No, right? It renders only once, but we can make such that this user fetch renders every time when there is a, let's say, search is updated, when there is a drop down is updated. Okay, we can put either of them. So, or search would be okay. So anytime the search is updated, okay, so this use effect works again. Otherwise, use effect works only once during my mounting phase. Okay, so say that this home page is started being created in our React, React building uh, period. Okay, so building phase, let's say, and then in that building period, it's going to set up these default states, and then goes to the return and creates all of these components, and then goes back to check if someone is waiting for me. In this case, use effect will be rendered only once, and uh, anytime or every time when there is a search or drop down updates, this use effect will never ever runs. Okay, but we may force it to run again or to render again based on some dependent variables here. So every time when there is a search change, okay, we can make this use effect run again and then bring the appropriate data from backend, okay, from this API. So URL and then res result, let's say res JSON. Yeah, JSON. And then finally, let's see first, okay. Let's say that just datum, a single data, let's say console log datum. See how it looks like. Right, so just have to go and then inspect. Okay, this props toggle is not okay. That's kind of error. Okay, was there a problem with this, or when I read the run is no longer supported in React 18? Okay, this is a warning. Create root. Yeah, I think by default we installed React 18, right? Which is, if you know, released just a couple of weeks ago, right? I think. Have you heard this one?
Yeah, I also have the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of that, the latest version, it's showing us this warning. So we can use this create root instead of this index. Where is that one? Or here, React route or React DOM render instead of that one. We can use create root. Would that work?
It didn't work on mine.
Yeah, because the React DOM is imported from React,
Yeah,
and if we use create root here, so we have to import it from somewhere else, right?
right.
Yeah, we
Didn't
can
work.
take a look later, but this is a warning. Okay, I'm not like even never like tested yet, because I just heard maybe the beginning of this week, like maybe last week. And that's the first time I heard about 18. Okay, anyway, and so since I failed, it's also a warning. And how about this one, the homepage? What's going on with the homepage? So where is our homepage? That one is well rendered and should be working by now, right? So data, I'm not using any of them. Oh, drop down. Okay, we have to provide at least one drop down and then one search keyword, right? Of course. So let me put here for the search keyword something egg. Is that okay when I search? Would that work?
Yeah, try to put egg and then drop down to like breakfast.
Okay, breakfast, the uppercase,
Should work.
lowercase, right?
Yeah.
Lowercase. Okay, now let's see. Perfect.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Now from hits, we are able to bring 10 items, 10 objects, and from here, what we will do is, yeah, too much. So, okay, yeah, there are 2 objects that is available under the egg keyword. Mhm. So I'm interested, like how it defines this egg is exist or not. Like, what if you put here, let's say, pancake? Would it work?
Refresh it, it should work. Yeah,
Oh,
it did.
yeah. Like I was curious, is there any like unique keywords you have to search? Because it's hitting the some API, so it looks
No,
like
actually, I don't
it,
know.
yeah, it looks like it has a kind of smart logic based on this text over here. Search, okay, and then coming here, it takes this text and then looks from maybe various titles, paragraphs, contents. From there, it finds out these objects. Okay, otherwise it should be really unique. How on earth it's like really fast and able to find? For example, even if I type here hungry, maybe it still find something. You see? Yeah. Looks like it's not, there's no unique keyword to search. Like it has really rich content, title, subtitle, and then from all of those texts, it's finding out those objects, matching objects.
Can you
See?
open the hits? Let's see what
Yeah.
kind of recipes they will give us.
Yep.
Cereal.
Cereal, yeah. And then breakfast, yeah. Hungry. You see label. Based on label, maybe it's finding things.
Angry boy granola bars.
Oh yeah, maybe label is the only place where it tries to find out. Or how about if I type now, let's say, uh, pancake again? I'm curious, maybe there is no such label content. So label blueberry punk. Oh, okay. Looks like the label is the place where it looks for. What? This is limited place. What if someone types something? Let's say, what do you think? Like, okay, for instance, peas, right? P. I think the P exists. There should be. Yeah, P exists. Oh yeah. Oh no, there are still 10 items. Label spring P. Yeah, based on this label, it finds out. Okay. Anyway, it makes sense now. So this is gonna be dynamic, looks like, and what we're gonna show for the users, we will display its image for sure, which is coming from which property, URI or URL? Which one you use, guys, for the image?
There's an image on top, as you can see. Yeah, there's like image right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Image. Yeah, that one is completely, I think, similar to. Oh, no, that's different. URI. Okay, that's different. There's not even image. This one is kind of PNG, something like that. And then we will have one button, right? So, okay, one button for view and then title, right? We will use title, which is, let me quickly check
Label.
how, label, right? Just a label. Let's see now. Okay, at the top, pizza dough. Is that label?
Yeah.
What if the label is really long sometimes? We still put, right? Okay, okay. Right. So label and then image properties would be used. Also ID, of course. Their ID, let me check.
They don't have
No ID?
No.
Oh, so we can come up with a unique something. So say that Well, what could be unique? For example, yeah, label is unique, but that's not promising. Looks like no ID, right? What do you use during the mapping?
The names what I needed to map. I mapped through the image again, label, and then. Oh, you mean like how to get into it or what?
I mean, let's say you have 10 items,
Right.
and okay, how you
That's recipe.
wanna map them, and then what kind of ID you applied?
No ID. It's just like label, and then image.
No ID.
No, I only used like few of them. So
Yeah,
it's
okay,
all-
yeah.
It's we're only displaying image label. I mean the title, and then calories and stuff
But
like
anyway,
that.
yeah, as according to the React logic, this mapped items should have unique IDs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we will find something out. So filtered items, let's go ahead and install it quickly. Have 1 drop of water. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so this gonna be, let's say, constant filtered items and return. So we have to pass, right, after finding out the correct one. Okay, say that there's gonna be props. Okay, so these props should be mapped. So how it's gonna be mapped? We will show here props.map. Of course, we will find it out. Say that props filtered. Okay, that props filtered would be coming from my home. So over here, I would go with another div component quickly. Okay, and wrap them together with div. So let me wrap it. Okay, now this div will contain my filtered components. Okay, filtered items. So filtered items is here. This is a child component for this home. And the moment we find the data, okay, we will send it to filtered items. Okay. All right. So filtered items will receive a data equal to data. And so inside filtered items, it's going to be props.data. Okay. Filtered and data. Now, filtered is not imported. Let's import here. Import filtered from filtered items. Okay. So this is a child component which is responsible to show all the filtered recipes. Okay. For example, if we type egg, there are 10 objects. This is the component who shows us all those 10 objects. Okay. And say that the 10 objects is sent to these filtered items, and inside filtered items, we're going to map them. Okay. Map them, let's say, item the way it's supposed to be. So here we'll show div, say that, and then of course let me wrap it with quick div. Okay, and so let me return this one. Return, and then inside a div, I will have what label, right? That's gonna be my h. Let's say 4, and that would be item dot label. And then I will have image, right? img, And as a source, I'll put what? Item dot image. Let's double check from our inspect. Okay, we have image. Okay, that would be our image source. And then finally, we will have one quick button, which is a view button, right? So let's also benefit that view button from the way we imported in navigation, not navigation, in home, right? So where is our button? It's here. Let's get this one and put here as well. But this time it's gonna be view, view, let's say more, or view details. And this should be imported from React Strap. Import button from React Strap. Okay, and now let's export this one. Export default filtered items. Save it. Now we don't have props, so we are not able to map it. There are a bunch of errors at the moment. So here, what we can send is, of course, during every search, we have to set this one, right? So that's gonna be set here. Set data, and then put here what? Datum. Let me check datum, how it looks like. Is it array? Oh, okay, there is a hits, right? Okay, let me put let me refresh this page again. Okay, from here we will use the hits property from the object. The datum is gonna be object. Okay, that is gonna be object, and from object we will use the hits, right? So let's put here directly datum dot hits. Okay, so this data becomes datum dot hits, and then that data will be array, only array. We don't want this p from, to, and the more, count, so on. Okay, unless there are other logics, we don't want. We want only this hits at the moment. And hits is an array of objects again, and array of objects. Every single array has a recipe. Oh, we have to jump into recipe now. Inside the recipe, there are image and then label, right? Okay, makes sense. Now we go here, not image label, but image dot recipe dot label, and then item dot recipe dot image. Okay, let's save and make it sure it is working. So we have dummy search, we have dummy drop down. So once that's fetched, it can send datum hits. And once that becomes available, it sends it to the filtered items. From filtered items, we will receive as a props, and props dot data dot map. Okay, that should be showing us already. Okay, you see, based on the search, we now have 10 items, right? Yeah. So we can create this one as a cart and then put inside a cart. Okay, that cart can be benefited from also from React Strap. What kind of cart we can put is simply something like this one, the first one. Okay, the first one, it really works for us. So cart group, we don't want cart group, we want only the first cart. Okay, inside this, or what I can do, let me take the cart group, all of them, and that's too much. Make it for only cart until which part? Cart body, subtitle, a button. Yep, here, one cart. Okay, so we will map this cart. So we're gonna create that cart separately. Okay, that cart separately. How can we create? Let's say cart, or
It
That's
should be
gonna be
details.
details could be different page, but this is
Oh,
the
okay,
cart.
okay.
I mean this one,
The
this
whole
one.
thing. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. So that would be a cart for let's say filtered items. Let's say JS. Okay. And now const cart for filtered items. Yeah, we just return this piece of code that we copied. Okay, cool. Now we just have to import from React Strap every single uppercase component. Import which one? Card first, and then second card image, and then card body, and then card title. We will remove some of them. Card subtitle. Not sure. Maybe we may not be using. And card text. And a button. Is there anything? Card text, card body. Okay, from React Strap. From React Strap. Okay, so let's export this one. Export default card. Of course, there is a typo for filtered items. Okay, so of course it's gonna receive bunch of props now. So let's put here props. And so when we send here, okay, let me first import this one, card filtered items. Okay, it's gonna receive the title it should receive, and then also we don't need subtitle. Yes, indeed we don't need. Let me remove this one. So it's gonna receive title as if it's our label. Okay, and then the image we can put down below the title, and then take this. Take this above the card image. So let's put this one first, maybe, or we can still stick to this logic. Okay, so it should receive some image. Okay, so there's gonna be image, and then it should receive title, and we don't need text, right? We don't need even text, and it's gonna be view more. All right, so this way we reduce to some just a few number of components. Cool. Now let me import it. Control C in our filtered items. Here, import this one from cart for filtered items. Okay, and I'll go ahead put here that one, cart for filtered items. Okay, it's gonna receive what? Let's say here details, like details, not to confuse, like cart data. Okay, cart data would be just item. Okay, from item we will extract what? We will extract image, we will extract label, and that's it. Okay, from cart data we will extract image and label. So here let's jump into cart for filtered. Here we need for every single this one props dot the name of the data that we're sending here is cart data, right? Cart data, and then dot if you remember recipe, right? Recipe and then image. So recipe and dot here the title. Okay, we'll put label, but for here we will go props dot name of the prop. Name is cart data. From cart data we will receive array of objects, and inside every object there are properties called recipe, and then inside the recipe we have other you see inside the recipe, what is that? Yeah, inside recipe, we have bunch of properties. So we need image and then label. So that's why I'm putting here recipe first and then label and then here image. Okay, that's it. Let's see now.
You
Okay.
forgot recipe.image.
Yeah, perfect. Recipe.image. Yep. All right, that looks really, really huge. Let me. Why is that huge?
I
Oh,
think you need to make it
oh,
small.
width it says 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So where is that one? Is in not 100%, maybe 10%. How about now? So refresh, still same. Card image top width is 10%. Used to be 100, right? Now we can actually customize this. If we make it with 100, okay, that card is kinda needed maybe to put them under control. But that one is this wrapper. We don't want that wrapper. I want only this first small one. Well, let me try to put inside cart group anyway. So cart group. So this is the single component that creates one cart. Inside we have image and then title. But when we map this cart, it's gonna create as many as the length of the found items based on this keyword. So when we type P, let's say, or egg, it's gonna, let's say, bring us 10 objects. Okay, then we will render this page, and inside this page it has another child component which is called cart for filtered items, which will be mapped as many as the length of this props data length. Okay, so cart for filtered cart group, let's see, import this one also. Okay, that one already imported. Let's see how it looks now. Still same. Okay, and looks like we can go and put in our app.js and app CSS the image image to go a little smaller, but this way it's gonna affect all images. Let me just put at least like 10% initially. Let's see if it affects. Refresh. Interesting. This is still huge size. Filtered. Cart image to 10%, but it's still really huge. What we can do, not cart group, maybe squeeze with div, and then put here custom sizing style width. So in this case, width we can give around 200 pixels, and this is gonna be 100% of its parent. Yeah, that's pretty much better. Perfect. Now we have title, image. Only thing is we have to make them a little bit more ordered, right? So they have to be mapped next to each other. And that can be controlled here during this mapping. So what we will do is style, what was that? Display flex, right? Display flex. It's gonna filter this, render this page, the cart for filtered items, and that would be located next to each other. Okay, but we don't want that much. So we have to give some limit for them. Okay, you have to give limit for them that can be controlled here. So we will give only some size from home. It's gonna be width of only, let's say, 80% of the screen, and then also, so let's go ahead with 80%. Okay, and did it go? Oh, of course, we have to refresh it. It's gonna be only 80%, but we can do what? We could have actually used Bootstrap here. We could have used Bootstrap. That would be better. So let's use here Bootstrap. Okay. So
What about Grid?
Grid. You use Grid?
I did, but it's not as nice, but it worked.
Let me
I
plug in
only
my PC quickly. Yeah, the Grid is also possible. Yeah, we can like set some fractions. Give me a
yeah,
second.
I had like 4 fractions, like one
Yeah,
of
for
them.
fractions. Yeah. Yeah, we can also update with the grid, but let's quickly do it with
Yeah, just go Bootstrap.
Bootstrap. Okay,
Yeah.
so container. Oops, not container, of course. Class name, container, and then a row. So inside every row, we will create a column that will occupy only 2 columns, right? Call. It's gonna be 12 columns by default, but for every small or up screen, there will occupy 2 columns. So we have to just wrap it. That's it. Okay, let me refresh. I think that's because of my screen. I have to open with localhost 3000 again. Still going to the right. Filtered items. Okay, maybe I'll go to filtered items to fix things. Doing this flex, I think I don't need flex here, right, anymore. Let's see now. I think here I need the bootstrap. Let me check. Not here. I mean, not in our homepage. So homepage is simply, of course, we don't have like different filtered items. We have only one filtered item component. In this case, we don't want this one. This is also redundant. Let me remove this. Maybe only one. Okay. So that container logic should be inside here. Yep, that's correct. Container logic should be here. Let me put container and then row and then the way. Okay, so let's put here 12 and then call small and up. It's going to occupy maybe 3, so we will put 4, right? 4 items. So let's pull it down. Cool, save. That should be better. All right, so only thing is we have to make them some inline block. Okay, inline block. Why do we need this div? Okay, we don't need this div. And we can even remove all of these return keywords. We don't need them. We can remove this and just put on the same line. All right, item is enough, and that's gonna be wrapped here with parentheses. And looks like these are all redundant. Save. Okay, and finally, just have to make here not a block, but inline block. Display inline block. Save. Let's refresh. Okay. So filtered items, let me split it into two different pages so you can also take a look. This is my cart and this is my filtered items. Button is not used. Let's remove this one. Okay, so the home is someone who renders this one, right? Okay, so in this case, there would be created a container, and then inside the container, there are cards inside the row, and that card, every card, okay, looks like this column. Okay, every card, not all cards. Got it. And look at this. These all cards are under just 3 columns, but we have to make every single card in 3 columns. Okay, so this way we will remove this here, but inside. Anyway, we need return this one, and then this one, and return one more, but put here our div. Save. Okay, I should be fixing now. Save it. Perfect. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, we fit all the 10 cards inside just 3 columns where we don't have space for the second card to be located next to each other. Okay. So we will return these columns. Cool. Now we can also make it a little bigger, but this one looks better. Okay, now, right? So maybe we can make it 4. How about 4? Yeah, this 2 is 3 is still okay. And we can customize the size of cards later. All right, next. Looks like to be able to change this one, right? Yeah, initially it is empty. Let's make it empty. Okay, here, as if we don't have anything. And for the breakfast also, we don't have anything. It's gonna show nothing. But since it shows nothing, what happens is if you know here, this one fails to fetch, right? Since there is nothing. Yeah, since there's nothing, it fails to search. So how can we stop this one being run? So if say that if search is empty, we don't need to fetch, right? That's one way. There are many ways. So if search is empty, so we will run if search is not empty. Okay, we will run if search is not empty. So initially it's empty, so it just goes out. All right. So by putting here empty and by putting here empty, yep, let's run this one. Still fails. So uncounted prompts cannot read properties undefined reading map. Okay, there's a problem now. Since the data is missing, we should also not be rendering this one. So we can write here simple conditional render. So if the data is empty, what we do is we don't need to read this filtered items at all. So if the length is nothing, okay, if there is no length, so say that if length is greater than 0, okay, then we will go and read this one. Otherwise, we don't read anything. Okay, this is one simple solution. Does make sense? If length is 0, I mean, if length is greater than 0, then we will render this page. Otherwise, we don't render anything. Okay. Refresh now. Yep, you're not rendering, but looks like there's another problem. Length. What do you mean data.length? Len th, right? Or len ht. So look at this. Data is empty, which is initially just 0. If it's 0, okay, it's not, which is not greater than 0. Okay, just reads the right side. And I'm gonna refresh again one more time. Uncode type error in reading length, still showing me the same result, length. Is it data? Is it data? It is data, right? And it's an empty. Okay, I can make it short circuit then. If okay, so let's just put here empty string, and then if just there is a data, okay, if there is something, we will this right side, otherwise we don't read anything. Save it. Yeah, now it works better. Remove this. So let's sync up one more time, guys, before having short break, and then we'll continue again. What we did regarding a router, we haven't done anything yet. So let's look at navigation bar. Okay, navigation bar is clear. So we have 4 menus. So navigation bar has 4 menus indeed. So about, GitHub, logout, and then logo goes here. GitHub is just simply what attach the URL for the href attribute, and then target is blank. The rest is not attached to anything else. Okay, so we will work with the routers once we start with these navigations. So that's it regarding navigation. Let's close, and then for the home, look at this home. It renders us at the moment 4 components. First one is input, and fourth one is filtered items. So here is the important point. Let me close this. What is this filtered item? The filtered item is a component that shows us, let's say there are 10, 20, 30 matching items based on our search. Okay. If someone types here inside my input, say that egg, okay, that's gonna be updated here as an egg, and then that egg is attached to this search like egg, okay, and then say that the goes here, breakfast, and then breakfast is what replaced with this drop down what variable. So over here we will put breakfast. And now, since the search is not empty, look at this, search now contains something. And then search is updated So useEffect gets re-rendered again. The moment useEffect gets re-rendered, I'll check it. Hey, search, since search is not empty, let's fetch something. Okay, let's fetch based on this keyword for the search, based on this keyword for the meal type. I will search some array of objects, something like this. Okay, actually, this is gonna be what this one is. Okay, let me put here rec and then just rec. This rec would be what? It's an object. Okay, it has some bunch of properties, but in the inside there is another property which is called hits, and this hits in an array of objects. Okay, so say that when we type egg, okay, it detected 10 objects that has the egg content in the label property. So 10 objects would be here, and this array is assigned to my data. So instead of string, I will end up having here now this array of objects that has the label which contains egg keyword. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, egg keyword. And then what it means that state is updated. Looks like, okay, so here state is updated. All right, now if state is updated, I have to re-render my page. I'll return, I'll go to my return keyword and then draw my page, draw my DOM from top to bottom. Cool, now looks like data has something. Earlier it used to be nothing when it's empty. And now it has something. Okay, if it has something, I have to go to the right side, right? If it has nothing, I'll go out because it's a short circuit when there is one false and true. What you would do is you will do just go with false. But when you have both of them true, you will go to the right side. Okay. So if you have something like this, hello, the left side is true, the right side is hello. Okay, the left side is true. I'll render the right side. If this one is, let's say, false, I don't go to the right side because it's already false, and then I'll just go out. Okay. So now, when there is something, I will render this filtered items component. And filtered items component receives this data, which is objects, okay, array of objects. Inside here as a props, I will receive, and I have to map those 10 array of objects, okay, as a card. As a card, I have to map them. All right, I started mapping, but during the mapping, I am also rendering the card component, okay, which builds me the single card. So here I have props, right? This way, props, which includes 10 objects inside. And then I started mapping this array. Okay, the first object will be sent to this card component. And now this card component takes that object. So here I have only object as a props. And then inside this props, I have recipe image, I have recipe label, and that's it that I will be showing for single card. And then I'll go back to filter component. I'll bring the second object and send it to card component again. And then it receives another object. And then from that second object, it picks up the image and then label. I'll go back to filtered item. Filtered item sends me or maps me the third object. Third object is sent to card component. Card component receives third object. And then from third object, I'll get the image and the label properties. Okay. So let's quickly console here. Console log props dot, what was that? The name of the prop is card data, right? So props dot card data. Okay, let's see how it is rendered, and let me remove this one. But if we console here, the props dot data, we'll see array of 10 objects. But when we console here, we will see one single object every time. Okay, so save it. Let's see now. Egg is not defined. Okay, so we just have to fix all those home issues. Okay, so egg is not gonna be here. So it will be search, and then drop down is not something like here, but okay. So save it. Okay, now let me refresh. So it brings some data. Looks like we just have to pass here. Why I didn't bring anything? Toggle of, okay, that's not the big issue. So we have egg here. Okay, since there is if it's true, if there is something, we'll render. If there is nothing, we don't render, right? Initially it becomes empty. Okay, we don't render this page, but when there is something like egg, we'll render this fetch. Okay, cool. You see, this one is inside filtered items. It receives 10 objects only once here. And then it maps all those 10 objects. But this cart filtered items will receive one by one. Now, if you see here, the cart item is received one by one. Cart filtered item here. And then from the recipe, you see, from recipe, I'm picking up an image and then label. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, now next task is let's make it dynamic. This search instead of egg, instead of breakfast, we will put something coming from our users. So let's write here our event listener on change. On change, what we will do is handle search. Okay, every on change, we will fire this function, which goes here. Let's say const handle search, and then from here we can get e, and then console.log. Let's see what actually we are trying to type. e.target.value. Okay, e.target.value, and let's now refresh. Type something. You see, this is what we are getting. And this is the way we will update our search. Okay, we will update, but we will update when we click the button, right? When we click the button. So yeah, we have to set it somewhere else, not inside search. So let's create another variable. So this variable will hold the text we typed before clicking button. Okay, let's say text and then set text. So the set text would be here, updating our text with e.target.value. Okay. Now text would be used to update this search. So when this text is used to update the search, when we click the button, when we click this button. Now let's attach here on click. Okay, on click, handle, let's say submit search. Handle submit search is a function that updates this search. And when this search is updated, our use effect is re-rendered, and then based on this text, we will fetch something. Okay, set search, and here I'll go put here. Now I will use this text. Okay, text is used, and this is not handle search, but this is handle submit search. Handle submit search. Cool. Now let's try. Drop down is still. Let's put here break fast. Okay, break fast. And yeah, we will just type something, and from here we will get that text and put inside this text variable. And when we click the button, it gets the text variable to update this search. So the moment search is updated, this useFig is a rerun, and then since it has something, it becomes true, and so based on this true, I'll fetch something, okay, or I'll fetch this data. So let's type here egg, and then click. Is it going to fetch? It is fetching, okay, it is fetching. So we can put here spinner because it is taking some time, right? It is taking some time to bring available data. So for that one, what we can do, we can put one quick spinner from React Strap. Yep, spinner. Let's get this first one. That's very simple. And let's import from here. Later on, I'll import. So let's say that during the rendering, okay. So say that if there is a data, I will show this one, or I will show the spinner. That's also possible. Okay. If there is a data, I will render this filtered items. Otherwise, I will render spinner. And spinner, let's import it and put here. Save. Okay. Let's go. Now, let me refresh again. Nothing is here. Still shows me spinner. Oh, that's that's weird. It shows all the time spinner then. We have to activate this spinner when we click the search, right? But when we click the search, okay, that's gonna be something different logic. I don't want to confuse this. Let's go with the first approach, and we don't want spinner. Anyway, we will be able to fetch. Okay, egg and then search. Yep. And now let's say pancake. Search. We have many pancakes. Okay. And we can remove this text if there is a, let's say, after this click. Okay. After that click, you can update that text with something empty. Actually, not that text. Sorry. This one. This one. Yeah. Value will be text. So yeah, we will update this text. So text becomes empty. So if this one becomes empty, here also we don't see anything. Okay, save it. So let's search. Yep, we found pancake. If let's say breakfast, and then after finding, it becomes empty. Yeah, but it fetches everything related to breakfast. Okay. So take a look at this functionality over here, and let's have like 5 minutes quick break, and then we will continue. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So what we have done, we attached two event listeners. For one of them is for input, the other one is for button. So look at the input. On change, handle search. Okay, it will target the value using this function. Set text, either target that value. So this text becomes whatever we type in our input value. Okay, if we type egg, okay, this one also becomes egg. Okay, but if we use this egg directly here, like text, if we use text here, like there won't be the point of using button. That's why I'm creating extra variable to hold until I click the button. Okay, so and then when the button is clicked here, on click, handle submit search, I will take this text to update my search. Okay, handle submit search. So we don't need this E here because this set search becomes text. So this text now is also exists here. but set text becomes empty again. Okay, if this one becomes empty, and our input also becomes empty. Okay, input text also becomes empty, but the state is updated. Which state? The search state, as well as text. Oh, okay. There is a what? Dependent variable for this user fag. And every time when the search is updated, I will run this entire code again. All right. So how I run is by using this search over here, by using the drop down here to fetch some appropriate data from backend. All right. Since there is something in my search, I will fetch. What I will do is I will set data using those fetched items. Now the state is updated again. If the state is updated, I will run my page again. So in this case, data becomes something. If it becomes something, I will render my right side. Okay. And the right side is a completely different component, which is filtered items. And that one receives props. What is props? Array of objects. If it's array, I have to map it. Okay. So why should I map it? I have to show individual images based on my search. Okay. Based on your search, this item is found, this item is found, this item is found. Okay. And then to be able to display that items, I created another cart component that receives single object and then uses the properties inside to show one by one. Okay, so there are 10. Okay, here there are. And every time I map, I will render this cart component. Okay, so if you jump into cart component, it receives just an object. And from object, I will get image and then label. That's it. Okay. Now let's work with the drop down, okay, to make it also dynamic. Where's my drop down? What is this caret? So drop down, drop down. Yeah, we don't need this toggle. We can use that. What was that? On change again. Okay, on change. Based on change, we will pick one of these options. So we have this is not a header. So how many different categories we have? Can we see that one in our console? Say that object. Where that drop down categories are coming from? Any ideas, guys?
You mean like inside of the recipe?
Inside the recipe, where that
Yeah,
drop
it
down
should
is
be
coming from?
meal type. Meal type. Do you see it? Like yeah, right there.
Okay. Oh, you hard coded this drop down,
Yes, we
right?
heard. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because there may be, let's say, millions of
Mm-hmm.
objects, but we don't know how many meal types, right?
Yep.
Oh,
We have
okay,
3
okay,
so they just
okay,
choose it.
okay. Yeah, we can go maybe, but meal type can be only like breakfast, lunch, and then dinner, right?
Yeah, and then there's snack. They eat it in tea time.
Okay, okay, yeah, we
I
can.
didn't try the tea time.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we can put here one quick variable that holds what all the meal types. Okay, so let's say meal type, and then we can make it array. Okay, so we can map here drop down rather than hard coding. So breakfast, and then lunch, right? And then dinner, and then snack. We just have to map it instead of this one. Okay, we will map here the names. Oops. Okay, since this is an individual, we will map this part. Control X, and then meal type dot map, and then let's say type, and we will go and return here this one. So instead of this header, we'll just put here type. Save. Okay. So let's say if we have in the future like 10, 20 meal types, so you will create 20 drop down titles. Okay. So let's see now. We'll have, if we can, but looks like we still can't because of this one. Why you're not able? Yeah, well, that one is the triangle, the caret one. You use the regular HTML drop down.
I did select. Yeah, it was options.
Yeah, let's go with the select at the moment, but it would be really good. Let's go with select, and I'll just remove this, and then put here just option. Okay, option, and remove this, and also remove this, and then make just an option closing. Okay, option save, and then so how many selects gonna be? Let's put here select here. Yeah. Now this select will have as many as different options as we have here meal time. Okay. And of course the value would be this value would be equal to this type. Okay. And then title we can make it to uppercase. Okay. To uppercase. Say if the value would be type. Yep. Now we have different what was that? Drop down. That one works in a way. Yeah. And yeah, initially we can also put just empty maybe. But even if it's not empty, it won't filter, right? Yeah, if there is no search, it means that even though we have some drop down, it won't find anything. Okay, you see, we have drop down selected, but it won't still find because search is empty. If search is empty, it won't run the fetch. Cool. How we'll update this set drop down is simply here. We're gonna attach event listener on change. Okay, on change, handle drop down. Now, the moment it is changed, it picks one of these values using the target. Right. So let's create that one. And we will target, and let's create here. Okay, we do have already, and set drop down becomes e dot target dot value. All right, and then the drop down is updated. This one also be updated. Okay, save. Cool. Now let's pick. So let me remove this. I'll type here egg, but before dinner I'll select snack. And now let me search. It is searching, and then from here recipe we should be able to see the meal type is snack. Okay, cool, and snack. So actually that would be better if we can find all the unique meal types. Since we don't know how many unique meal types, we can just come up with a couple of them. So now if I even change it breakfast, the search is empty and it won't find anything, right? But it should be something here, for example, egg, not egg, let's say melon. It finds something regarding the the breakfast and then melon. Okay. Cool. Looks like the searching is done. Now the cart component, this view more should be linked to somewhere else, right? When we click, we should be able to go further with different page. So before that, let's create this about page. That's also another component, right? So let's create that about. It's gonna be somewhere in page. Let's put here. Actually, yeah, page and then about.js and const about return about me, and let's quickly export default about save. All right, and what we're gonna do is when we click the about, where is that about? Is inside the navigation, right? So now let's make it what navlink instead of navlink. Can we make it 2 and then send it to about route? So we will see whether this navlink is get what communicated with the router. If it doesn't, we will put here link. Okay, that's coming from React router. So this one, if you remember, link from React router DOM. Okay, if this one too doesn't work, we will use this link. So when we click about, let's make it that it is linked to about URL. Okay, and we do have about. No, we don't have. Let's create. Anything with this link should render about homepage. Okay, about, and what should we do is we have to import the about. That's it. About, and then about. Save it. Let's see. Looks like it's not even clickable because of that too. Yeah, doesn't work that too. How about if we keep its href? Save. If we keep href, would it refer us to about? Yeah, it kind of sends us to about page. How about so here we should be able to go back to home, right? When we click the logo, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when we click, let's go to home and see what happens. Yeah, we are back to home. We are in about. Yeah, it's not router like. You see, guys, the page is completely refreshed. It's just a tag. It's not the way how router works. It's completely rendering the page. I mean, yeah, it renders page, but it's completely refreshed the page. See, the router is not something that supposed to work. So we will work with link in this case. If we link here, this one, and remove this, okay, we'll put here Control X and this one, but in this case 2, right? Save. Let's see. The color wouldn't be white because this white belongs to the other one. Let's take it and put it inside link. So let me click now about. You see, about is with the lightning speed, just updated without refreshing page. Look at the difference. The page is completely refreshed, but for the about, very, fast performing page loading. You see? Yeah. That's why looks like this is not a router. So let's add here router and then remove this href. So link and then 2 just the home page. Okay, and take this, and put over here. What was that? To remove underline from anchor tag was
Text decoration.
text decoration.
Mhm.
Text decoration, just none. And the same for the first one. Save. Okay, we don't have the underlines. Now, if you go about, okay, you go home, you see without refreshing. Yeah, with the blink of eyes, the page is really fast performing now. That's it for the about. In our about, we don't have the input, submit, drop down, right? But in the home, we do have them. So let's quickly give some margin between these three guys. Where that items are coming from is inside home, right? Here we can put quick margin for this one. Class name M1 for him. And that's gonna push this button. But anyway, I would like to give another class name for button M1. And finally, for this one also, class name equal to M1. M1. This should push. Yep. Okay. Yep. Since we don't have anything, even if you click, it won't, fetch, because in our home, the search is empty, right? Search is empty. Yep. Handle submit. And this, since the text is empty, search also becomes empty. That's why it won't bring anything. But if you type something, search is something, that's why it's bringing. Cool. Let's go to about. What is the about page? The contents? Is it just something random?
Yeah, it's just like saying hi. I am this and that, studying,
All right.
like that.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. We can come up with something interesting quickly, maybe from tables. Yeah, let's get this table and show some tabular information. Actually, we can also map, no need to hard code. Let's say if I want 100 rows, should I put 100 th? No. I can take this table completely first and then remove some of them. So inside about, let's put here this one and just remove. So first name for the header column, the last name header column, it's username last for the header column I need, but I don't want this many hard-coded rows, but I want them to be what? I want them to be mapped. Okay, so let's say that I have different. So let's say I want to create 5 rows, so I can map these 5 rows. I don't use these items, these elements. Okay, this is just for creating the number of loops. How many loops I wanna create is 5 loops. Okay, let me map, and then but during this map, I will return one single row. Okay, during every single map, one single row. But I will not be using this. Actually, I can use for this number. Okay, so I can put here I. That's gonna be my number for the rows. Okay, what I would put every time is some random text. What kind of random text we can bring? Do we have random text from somewhere else? Yeah, I think we can create here object, but let's anyway leave this Mark auto and then this one for all 5 rows. Okay, first name, last name, and let's quickly import from React strap. Import what table, and then t-head, and then trth, trth. Also, yeah, t-body, t-body. Oh, actually, t-table is enough. These are that needs to be imported. Yeah, that's table. Import from React strap. Okay. Yep. Let's see now. It should be good. Yep. Perfect. Now let's quickly wrap it with the container to put it in the middle. Okay. Container, and then row, and then just column. If I take all of these three and put down below table, that will be in the middle. Okay, so that's about me. That's just a random table. Okay, about, and then logo, and GitHub just opens new page. Logo is our home page. About. Make sense? Let's say lemonade for dinner search. Okay. So next task is to create the view functionality. Okay. I think we can continue tomorrow, right? Does that one work? Okay. Can we continue tomorrow then? The rest of the functionalities.
I guess.
Yeah, I'll repeat again from the beginning what we did. Regarding a router, we only linked two components so far. Okay, the home and then about. Of course, the important part is the home, and then details would be the important one, and the rest is not that difficult. So I'll explain home one more time. That home has another child components inside, which is filtered items. Filtered items has another child component, which is card filtered. And card filtered is a single component that returns all the time one card. Okay. So using my map, I can return as many as the length of these props data cards. Okay. Okay, guys, and we will sync up tomorrow, then continue from where we left. Okay.
Thank you.
Talk to you tomorrow.